Thank you so much. Next, we have an incredible panel to discuss the political vision of the right in what pertains to both Israel and the United States. To moderate this conversation, I would like to invite to the stage Eliana Passenstein, the International Desk Director of the Bimiamin Regional Council, and she will be joined by Yisrael Ganz, who serves as the Bimiamin Region Governor and Yesha Council Chairman, as well as Mr. Simon Falic, one of the most dedicated champions of Israel and the Jewish people. His family's deep commitment to the Jewish people, Jewish causes, and support for the state of Israel has made an extraordinary impact both here and also home in Israel.
Standing here in ancient Shiloh, Israel's first capital city for 369 years. Before Jerusalem, this was the place of the Mishkan. And I've been giving tours here for as long as I can remember. But there was nowhere to stop with the group when it was raining, and there wasn't very much to show them. One family from Miami made such a huge change here in Shiloh. They brought this site back to life. Before we had this beautiful tower with the movie and the museum, we had about 15,000 visitors a year. Within 5 years, that grew to 150,000 visitors, and more are coming. The ancient site of Shiloh, Israel's first capital, has come back to life because of one family. This building has become a landmark. The Falic family, as a family, this is their shlichut, this is their mission. They didn't just give a donation, they are part of everything we're doing here. They're part of the Bimiamin region, they're part of the Shiloh tourism, they're part of bringing people back to their roots, back to Eretz Yisrael. And that is what's so special about the Falic family.
What you see today around us is a miracle. One day a family came to visit us, and they were from Miami. And we thought, okay, this is interesting, but we were too young to explain what we want, to ask for something. And I think that what they brought with them was a very new wind and power to understand how far we can go with our idea. Everybody has ideas. Sometimes what you need is like the support of people that are really connected to the earth and to the real world, and they know how to do it. And we were very lucky. We met the Falics. I think it's the best thing that has happened to us as a family, but I think that the impact of what happened to Binyamin and to the area and to Psagot Winery is a very major story. This is what we need today in Binyamin. You need new blood in order to be strong and sustainable. And the changes here are so quick. We respond so fast to changes and to new blood. Little things can make a huge change here. Psagot Winery today is big. It's very young, but it's very powerful. And this is thanks to people that believed that we can do it. We believed in the same ideas. The key is always the friendship and the real connections and the love that we have to each other, which is a gift, a huge gift to all of us. So thank you.
We don't thank you enough, but every day we think of you. I'm standing here, the place of Hannah's prayer, the birthplace of prayer. Because of you, we are able to bring people from all over the world to stand together, to pray together, to unite as one people. And that is something that is so special and makes the biggest difference you can imagine.
What we see here is the impact of real visionaries. The Falic family, a family of believers. They came here, they saw the importance of the area, they saw the needs, and they saw the potential. They sparked the wave of growth and success, and they made a history here in Benjamin, in Judea and Samaria. Today in Benjamin, we are moving forward. The communities are growing. New projects are being built. The opportunities are stronger than ever, and it's just the beginning. Today, everyone can be a spark. and be a partner in developing the heart of Harlem and be a part of the growth of Binyamin.
Was that special? To your father and to, we've been through so much together. Everybody here has had a glass of Psagot wine at least once in their life, right? Okay. So thank you. This is a really special opportunity to be here with you, Simon, to be here with your governor, Yisrael Ganz, in Miami. We always meet each other in Israel, and you're always bringing groups. And before I ask you the first question, I want to tell you a story. We first met when I was a young mother, raising my children at home and giving an occasional tour in the region. And a friend of mine, two friends, one Yechiel Leiter, the other Lior Stuhl, call me up and they say, we're bringing this family from Miami to the Binyamin region. There wasn't very much to see then. He said, so where do you take people on your tours? I said, there's this guy named Yaakov on the hilltop. They have this really great garage winery. They don't even have a bathroom, so there's nowhere to really tour there, but it's a great story, a young couple living in a train car. You have to take them there. So I want to ask you, Simon, when you and Chana, and I know that Shmulik was a little boy, you go up to meet this young couple on a hilltop in Psagot, living in a train car. What were you thinking? When you saw them, what made you decide to invest in this young couple's winery so many years ago?
So we as a family, we always thought how to bring people to Judea and Samaria. And the only way to bring people is through tourism or give them some type of an experience. But you need to have an activity. When we met Yaakov and Naama, we thought that wine is a great reason to bring people, all kinds of people from all walks of life, right, left, intellectuals, people who seek a different adventure. All these people, everybody loves wine. We thought it was a good idea, and we connected with Yaakov and Naama. We never dreamed that it would be thank God, the success that it is. But we're very, very, very happy and very proud to be partners with them.
Thank you. Yisrael, there are many beautiful wineries in Binyamin and all throughout Judea and Samaria, and you as the chairman of the Yesha Council, you travel all over Yehuda and Shomron. But what does Psagot Winery mean to you? Is it just another one of the wineries, one of the beautiful and meaningful biblical heartland wine, or is this something special?
So today, Psagot Winery became the beautiful front of Binyamin. Everyone that comes to Binyamin go through the winery. And exactly as Simon said, you can call people to come, you can encourage people, say, we have a good staff. They have many questions, but when they drink wine, they forget their opinions. They can be right or left. All the questions fall when they drink wine, and it builds a bridge between people. You can come on Friday. I think we met on a Friday a month ago in Psagot. You can see a huge line of people waiting to buy some coffee. This is how a change looks like. Instead of pushing people, trying to bring them and force them to come, you can suggest them something different, something unique, something very professional, very high quality, and they enjoy. And I think this method, I think this is the change that the Falic did in Binyamin. Instead of pushing, make it different. They already did.
I can say that as the international desk direction for the Binyamin Regional Council, we host delegations. We try and bring people into the region, and we've been trying for years to get people to tour Judea and Samaria. Now, the first winery you built, there were about 5,000 visitors a year. And this new winery, the most sought-after wedding venue in Israel, the most beautiful wedding venue, because people are invited to weddings and bar mitzvah and a bris, there are about 5,000 visitors a week. That is such a huge change. It's really unbelievable. So this brings me to my next question. Simon, just last Friday, I'm sure you were following, we hosted 1,140 evangelical leaders with Mike Evans at Shiloh. And I know that you guys have a personal story here, but what inspired you to build a spaceship on top of an ancient archaeological tell?
So we were first introduced to Shiloh. I went with my father, Zichron Livracha, with Yechiel Leiter, who's now the ambassador to the U.S. We went there. I didn't know anything about Shiloh. It was the first time we went there, and he told me about the potential of Shiloh. I also learned a lot more about Shiloh, the history, and about Chana and Shmuel HaNavi. And I told him all these archaeological sites are interesting, but again, we need to build something, some tourist type of attraction, something that people will come and attract them. And I didn't have anything to do with the spaceship look. I didn't have anything to do with the design. We just partnered. Yechiel told us that he'll get funding from the government, but we need the initial funding to do it. So we, as a family, we funded a lot of the original archaeological digs, and then there was a proposal that a matching proposal that we have to put a certain amount of money, and the government will match, and that's how that came about. I really didn't have much to do with the spaceship design or the movie or anything like that. I just wanted a place for people to have an experience, to come and have an experience above not only the visiting another, which is a very important archaeological site, but to have something different.
Thank you. Yisrael, just this past year, you hosted Ambassador Mike Huckabee on his first week in Israel, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, numerous members of Congress, and just last Friday, over 1,000 evangelical leaders. How did you succeed in turning Shiloh into a place that has influence on an international level?
So we used to work a lot in Congress and Senate in of course, United States, but many states in the world. And we figured out that any time that you can hide your roots and you can speak about security issues, strategic issues like water, whatever, people don't understand what you're doing there. But when you bring people to see your roots, to see the footsteps of your forefathers, to see the biblical stories, the prophecy coming alive, it's changed their mind. You know, before the Falics arrived, ancient Shiloh was ancient, like covered, nothing to see. You can walk there and you couldn't understand what do you see. Today, even the government sent people. The delegation you spoke about was sponsored by the Foreign Affairs Ministry in the state of Israel, because they understand today that if you want to convince people to support and strengthen the state of Israel, they have to understand what are we doing there. And there is our roots. We began there in Shiloh, in Jerusalem, in the city of David. It's our roots. And after the Falics opens the windows that everyone can come and see our history, I think it's the best explanation for the state of Israel. And we saw what happened last Friday. And I think this is the most strategic thing. Raise our head and say, Israel, I'll say Jews belong in Judea, the state of Israel belong to the people of Israel, and thanks to the Falics, we can do that.
Thank you. You all know this, and Tila knows this, and Chana. Every week I tell Chana's story about Shmulik and Tila with Eliana, and this just coming to watch the movie, to take part in archaeological excavations, to visit the site has such a huge impact. And I just staying at home in Shiloh and in Eli, I've met so many people that I walk in the halls in Congress, people recognize me, they say, hey, she's from Shiloh. And I'll tell you a funny story that I told Mike Huckabee. When it was decided that he is going to be the ambassador for Israel, there were a lot of Democrats that didn't like that idea, and they did everything to stop his appointment to be brought in as the ambassador of the United States in Israel. And during the Senate hearing, it was 8:30 p.m. one night, I'm folding laundry at home with my kids. I get a phone call. Is this Eliana? We understand that you live near Shiloh. I'm calling from the State Department. The Senate hearing for Mike Huckabee is going on right now, and we wanted to know if you could go pray in Shiloh. I said, well, it's 8:30 p.m. and I have a big load of laundry to fold, but yeah, I'm happy to go right outside because my house is overlooking Shiloh. And they said, well, you should listen to and I'm listening to all the yays and the nays, and I'm praying for Mike Huckabee. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is all, I want you to know, Chana and Shmulik and Tila, and I don't know who else is here, but this is all in your zchut, that this has become a landmark, a place of prayer. People come from all over. I have members of Congress that text me and they say, can you pray for this bill? Can you pray for that bill? We do this all the time, and that's because you guys have made such a huge difference. So I'm looking at the clock, and I just like you guys, just closing remarks. You're an inspiration, and hopefully to everyone in this room, everyone here can make a difference. Just come. It can be an investment. It can be a donation. It could be connecting people. If you would like to just say one last sentence of what this means to you and your family, this whole involvement.
So this is great that we have this conference here now in Miami, Besheva, and I know we're talking to people who agree with us and support everybody here, all the work that you do. But I'd also like to talk to the Jewish community that doesn't agree and doesn't go to places like Shiloh. I just had a conversation with someone, a very prominent family and a group from Miami is going to Israel in the next few weeks. And I asked them to visit a few places, and they say they don't, as a policy, they don't cross the green line. And these are very active Jews, Zionists. They won't cross the green line. My first response always, if you don't cross the green line, at least be consistent. Don't go to the Kotel, because we didn't have that. That's post-67 also. But we see our Christian friends, coming. More and more Jews are coming out to Shiloh, to Psagot, to visit those areas. But if there's anything that I can ask of everyone here, is when you go to Israel or go visit, if you haven't been there and if you have been there, encourage people in our community. You know, everybody says, fight anti-Semitism, what does fight anti-Semitism? Fight anti-Semitism is, it's a difficult fight. Billions of dollars have been spent on anti-Semitism, to fight anti-Semitism, not very successful. I think we, as Jews, we need to move forward, do what we think is right, whether it's developing more communities, building more communities in Israel, all over Israel, in Yehuda v'Shomron and everywhere, building synagogues, building mikvahs, investing in businesses. We need to show that we're proud, that we're not afraid. There's a BDS movement, and I can tell you Psagot was one of the symbols of BDS. Psagot was one of the symbols of BDS, and there's a BDS movement only on Israeli products. No one's boycotting. There aren't any other boycott movements on any other country or any other products. But there's a boycott, divestment, and sanction movement. It started with products in Yehuda v'Shomron, but now it's all on Israeli products. So we have to, when we say fight anti-Semitism, we need to be proud. And the way they try to boycott our products, and we buy more of our own products and grow our businesses and encourage people to invest and to grow their businesses, we should also boycott them. Let's boycott the actors. There's after October 7th, many prominent Jews woke up. They stopped giving money to universities that are fermenting anti-Semitism in the universities. Some prominent Jews also, I don't want to name names, but some prominent Jews also reached out to very big law firms and said, don't hire these people who are demonstrating, and that's why many of them put masks on. But fighting anti-Semitism means we need to fight. The same way they come after us, we need to come after them. Boycott them. Don't go to the movies. They write. Someone told me just now they wrote a letter. 200 actors. Who cares? They don't even know what they're signing. Most of them to release a terrorist like Barghouti. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. Anybody who puts their name on something like that. Anyhow, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Continue what you're doing. We hope to see. I'm sure everyone here has been, but whoever has not been in Yehuda v'Shomron, not only Psagot, Shiloh, Gush Etzion, Hebron, Ma'arat HaMachpelah, these are all places, this is our ancestral heritage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yisrael?
So I think that what we see is that Falic's family made in Judea and Samaria. We have here Savta Nili, Simon Hannah, their children, Tilda, and her brother and sister, and their children. Yeah, Shmuel here. We remember his bar mitzvah and mitzvat giyus. I think what they made, it's not less than a revolution. 20 years ago, no one came. Today, it's very easy to speak about come, visit. 20 years ago, no one came, and of course, no one wanted to invest money. No one wanted. I think not many people believed that there is a chance to change the situation. Simon, what you did, it's a revolution. And today, I feel that it's a breakthrough moment. Everything is under construction. The communities, we expand the communities, we can building, we can expanding the road and whatever. And I call everyone to join to this revolution that you started to make Judea and Samaria great again. This is a first place to be great. Yeah. And of course, the state of Israel will be great again.
Thank you very much to both of you. But just before we finish, Shmolik, Tila, Chana, everyone up here, we have something special to give to the family. Savta
דודו
Nili.
ודודי, אתם גם יכולים, מרשים לכם. בואו, נו. Okay, Dudu and Dudi.
Okay, so this is something we should have presented you guys with long ago. You that? Is everybody up here from the family? Dudu, Dudi? So what we have here for you is something we should have given you long ago. You've always been part of the Binyamin region with the revolution you've made in Psagot and in Shiloh. So we are offering to the Falic family honorary citizens, honoring the Falic family. You are now honorary citizens of the Binyamin region for your boundless heart, visionary spirit, for connecting people worldwide to the biblical heartland of Israel. From Yisrael, Ganz. And what we have here is a replica of the coin that they found in Psagot for the freedom of Zion and in Shiloh. Second year for the great revolt of the Jews against the Romans, the year 67, which is very significant. On one hand is the wolf, on one side is the wolf, which is the symbol of Shevet Binyamin, because wolves are always in packs, and we are a community. You're in Miami and in Yerushalayim and in Israel and in Binyamin, and together we are a pack, together we are a community, together we are a family. So thank you very, very much.
תודה רבה לך. ישראל, תן לה יד.